chapter, which is entitled Jnana Yoga. And number 4. So just a little recap on last week, text number 3. So it's mentioning there that in the beginning of the then activities are recommended. Activities in that system, the exercises for breathing.
Well, sorry, Abhay, Prabhu, I can't hear you very well because there's some interruption. I think Josh may have just joined.
What? Me again?
Yeah. What are you always doing?
He's so active. See, this is what we're just talking about in the beginning of the yoga system. There's a lot of activity. So Josh is really following that to the T.
I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
Okay.
Is it still noisy?
No, now it's as quiet as a mouse.
Yeah. I think because my phone was sitting on my chair. I think that's why.
Okay. Naughty chair.
Yes.
Okay. And so in that 6th chapter, text 3, just discussing last week, in the beginning of that yoga system, activities are recommended to help one advance. And we see that, the asana and then pranayama, so many activities there. But then towards the end of the yoga system, then cessation of activities is recommended. That means cessation means stopping. And we see that by the time you get to like jhana, which means meditation, and samadhi, which is a trance-like state, then there's no activities. The external bodily activities are stopped. But of course there is activity, but where? That's the question. Externally, the body is shut down. There's no activities. Does that mean the person has become like a dead stone?
Internally.
Internally, yes. Very good. Very good. So internally, there's so much going on. There's far more variety and activity in the spiritual realm and on the spiritual plane than in the material realm. I said that the Supreme Being's creation of different energies, Krishna's creation, 1/4 is the material energy, 1/4. And 3/4 of the Supreme's energies is in the spiritual plane, the spiritual dimension. So actually the whole material realm is very minuscule compared to the spiritual realm. So once one connects with that, there's more variety, more activities, but all in relationship with our loving relationship and all the other wonderful entities there in the spiritual realm.
Disturbance is still there.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't know.
Let's all try our best. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, there's always going to be some disturbances. That's the material world. We just have to try our best. Okay, so this week, text 4. And let's recite the Sanskrit. Okay, everyone's got the book there, got it ready, text 4. Yahi nendriyateshu
Yadahi hirindriyasideshu
nakamas vanu sajate
nakamavusajate
sarva sankalpa sannyasi
sarva sankalpa sannyasi
yoga rudhas tadochate Would anyone else like to have a go at leading the chanting? Now's your chance. for purification. Come on, you can do it.
Dasa.
This is the time not to be shy. You can be shy other times, but this is the time where you put your shyness aside and be bold. Be bold, be enthusiastic.
Okay, I will. Okay. Yada hi ninityaseshu
Yada Indriyastashu
nakamavasu anasajate
Nakarmasate
Sava Sankalpa Sannyasi
Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi
Yoga Rudha Tadochate.
Yoga Rudha Tatostate.
Just before we read the English, Josh, are you still with us? I can't see you.
He's on mute now.
Huh?
Yeah,
He's on mute.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, good. I just wanted to mention something about you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all know, but Josh has just come out with a wonderful book. He's just published the book. Did you all know that?
No, really?
It's called, and it has a very interesting name. I love the name you gave it, Josh. The Spirit of the Matter. The Spirit of the Matter.
Awesome.
Isn't that a wonderful name for a book on Ashtanga Yoga? The Spirit of the Matter. And I love the pictures you put on the front cover. He's got Vishnu, four-handed Vishnu, with an Andasesh, with the serpent, an Andasesh behind and over Vishnu's head. Fantastic. Really good. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, it's a big,
That is
it's a good
awesome.
fun project, and like lots of ego checking, the insecurity exposing.
Yeah. But that's what we want, is our activities that we're doing are purifying us. And like writing is a wonderful way to do that. And that should be the focus for all of us. We're trying to do activities that are going to be uplifting, that are going to be purifying. Of course, the other side of it is if we do activities that are contaminating our consciousness, polluting us, and those things we should try to avoid. Activities that lower our consciousness, but we should try to do activities that are uplifting our consciousness, purifying our consciousness, and that is recommended in any yoga system. So it's great Josh is doing that by writing. It forces you to think, isn't it? You have to think very deeply about what you've learned, and then you're trying to put it on paper. Makes you really solidify the knowledge in your mind.
Yeah, it's amazing how much how lofty all of this stuff is, and how even trying to just write what you think you know is tricky. Structuring it all, and very interesting process.
Where can you buy it, Josh? Where?
I'm gonna bring 20 copies to Gulshan at the Bhakti Tree, and he's gonna sell them for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's great. You should.
Yeah,
That's an important element of the Bhakti Tree is yoga.
Yeah, we're selling a lot of other books here. Why not bring it? I was thinking that.
Well, thank you. It's good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You should.
Yeah. It's good.
Right.
It's good. I'm learning a lot about publishing too. Like it's good to sell them directly rather than going on Amazon.com, that kind of thing. Because Amazon is not very good for the author. They're paying like a few dollars only. Whereas if I can sell more in person, it's better.
Yeah, cut out the middlemen. Yeah, I'll definitely save one for me, Josh. When I come in the end of July, I'll definitely like to get one from you.
I don't know. There is one. There's already one in the mail for you.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Okay, with that very uplifting thing, we'll get into the spirit of the matter of the Bhagavad Gita. Who's
beautiful.
ready to read the translation there for text number 4?
A person is a person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all the material desire, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities.
Okay. So this is the foundation of any yoga system, Ashtanga yoga included, that we have to detach ourselves or renounce from material desires. Because how are we going to develop our loving relationship with the Supreme if we're focused with our own selfish desires? That's not possible. So to develop real love, true love for the divine, for the source, then we need to refrain from our lusty activities. Means very self-centered activities. We try to please our own senses. It's explained in one very elevated Vaishnava literature called the Chaitanya Charitamrita by the author Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, that lust is defined as the desire to please our own senses. And the opposite of that is love, which is the desire to please the senses of the Supreme. So we can't do both at the same time. If we want to please our own senses, then obviously you're not going to be pleasing the Supreme. And if you want to please the Supreme, then you're not going to be pleasing your own senses. So you have to decide what you're going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to become attracted to spiritual life, you have to give up attraction for material life, and vice versa will be the case. If someone's very attracted materially, then they won't be very attracted spiritually. So we can't be going in both directions at the same time. Make a stand what we want to do, where we want to go. Do we want to go to the spiritual world? Do we want to be liberated from the material world, go to the spiritual world? Or do we want to stay in the material world? And that free choice is there for everyone. Krishna's not forcing and the Guru's not forcing. But
Who's that?
they both Krishna and the spiritual masters are promoting the spiritual world and giving us knowledge so that we can make a better choice. We were very unfortunate when we were young that materialism, but now we're very fortunate that we've been shown there are other alternatives other than just a completely selfish materialistic life, and we chose the spiritual path. And would anyone else like to say anything about this? And like we've explained before, that if you're going to put your forward, you have to lift your back foot up, right? If your foot is glued to the ground, you're not going to get very far. You have to catch one foot and put the other foot down somewhere else. So to go into the spiritual realm, we have to let go of the material realm. Does that make sense? Good. So let's read the purport. Bhakti Mala, would you like to read the purport?
When a person is fully engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he is pleased in himself, and thus he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or in fruitive activities. Otherwise, one must be engaged in sense gratification, since one cannot live without engagement. Without Krishna consciousness, one must always be seeking self-centered or extended selfish activities. But a Krishna conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna and thereby be perfectly detached from sense gratification. One who has no such realization must mechanically try to escape material desires before being elevated to the top rung of the yoga ladder.
I like that one. The use of the word mechanically is a attractive one for me. Like, well, it's attractive in that I'm familiar with it, because as like scientists, with a science background, you think, well, everything can be done with physics and with the mind, so I will do it with physics and the mind. And you could probably do it, but it's hard, right?
Definitely. Yeah, a lot of personal endeavor. The Prabhupada's point here is that if one is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, as he mentioned, which is bhakti yoga, then as a result of that, one automatically